And welcome back to the Y.E.S Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Hi, my name is Chris Borda, best-selling author and the owner of Y.E.S Fitness, coming to you from our coaching center today. And I have a very special guest with me. It's Cherie. Cherie, thanks for coming on board with us today.
Thank you.
She is going to share her experience with you, what it's like to be a member of Y.E.S Fitness. And a more recent member. A lot of times we have clients that have been with us for 10, 15, 20 years. You've been with us how long now?
I think 9 months. Since
9 months.
Since last October.
Is it 9 months already?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow, you started at a time when a lot of people don't start.
Right.
Right.
But I needed it.
You needed it. So, like, what problems were you having that made you say, okay, I need to do this now?
Probably the number one thing that was bothering me is I was having such knee pain, which then translated into ankle pain, which translated into hip and back pain. And I felt like an old person, and I'm not old yet. I'm never going to be old. And it always linked to weakness in my hamstrings. So I knew I needed to start to strengthen that up. And I also had to make an emergency trip down to Florida to see my family, and I couldn't lift my carry-on up into the overhead. And I'm like, where did this weakness come from? So I knew I had to start to switch things up there. And I want to, you know what, I'm getting older, and I want to be proactive as far as my strength goes and my health goes.
You know what's always interesting is when you first come in and we go through our screening process, you know, I kind of ask you same kind of questions like, what's going on? We know why you're doing this now and all this kind of stuff like that. And it's not until we've been here for a little while that you trust me to tell me a story like that, because I had no idea that's really what happened to you. That, you know, you told me about the injuries and things like that, but the fact that just the luggage up there just turned that light bulb on. And it was like, I need to do something.
And I was listening to my relatives down there on that trip talking about falling on the ground and having to yell for help or call 911 just to simply get off the ground. I don't want to be that person. That's a lack of independence.
Right.
And I didn't want to be that person. So here I am.
So here you are. And one thing we do all the time is make you get up and down off the ground.
Yes, he
We
does.
absolutely do.
Yes, he does.
So can you tell me, what did this frustration feel like with trying to solve those problems, trying to solve the ability not to be getting aging like that?
I needed guidance, first of all, to work on those areas that we begin to lose strength as we age and that are important to strengthen so that we don't fall to begin with, that we can get ourselves up off the ground, that we don't hurt our back because our core is strong, and that we can get our luggage up over our head. I want to be independent. And I know I don't want to wait until I reach that point of not being able to do these things and being sick and have these chronic illnesses and injuries. I want to be proactive. And that's what you do with your clients.
We do that.
You do that.
So you just said something very interesting, because we just started doing some reactive training.
Yeah.
To be able to this is just explaining real quickly. If you're driving down the road and you see a tree laying in the road, you're going to put your foot on the brake to slow down appropriately. But if a ball was to come out in front of you, you're going to put your foot on the brake really quickly because you have to react. So when we go to fall prevention, all that stuff is great. But when we go to fall, we can be doing all the ladder drills we want to make our feet quick, and we can do all the strength training we need to do to be able to decelerate and accept those forces as we go to the ground. But we need to be able to react.
Yeah.
So we just started doing some reactive stuff.
Yep.
You've done a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that when we first started doing it, we had multiple people fall. Multiple people fell right in the first few days. And now we're into it for a few weeks, and people aren't falling anymore. People are able to make that change in direction. People are able to, get their leg out quick enough and be able to get fast enough and be able to absorb those forces. Do you think you've noticed that yet already? Or you just
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that's such an important part of being healthy is to have that reaction time, which typically slows down as you age. And if you can react and prevent the fall to begin with, I think that's a wonderful thing.
I had two quick stories about that. One, I'm sitting at my mastermind in Utah just recently, about a month ago, and there wasn't many of us left because of the COVID, and everyone had to drop out of the mastermind. But I'm sitting in my chair and I'm kind of rocking back a little bit, sitting on my chair.
You didn't.
And I just had spoke to my mentor about how do we incorporate this into our training, and the chair came out from under me, and I was able to catch myself. And he goes, "That's reactive power right there." And it happened twice. Like the next day, I did the same thing because I'm too antsy to sit in a chair all the time like that. So, and then the other thing, because we are right now, we're looking on lower body. We're going to work on upper body. The other day, I was in the kitchen doing something, and an egg rolled off the counter, and I grabbed it before it hit the ground.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to react, not just lower body, but upper body. So we're going to be working on that next month,
good.
actually.
Yeah.
And there's some more fun stuff. Right now, we just kind of need to learn a little bit of stuff like that.
Well, it becomes fun.
Yeah.
After we figure out what we're doing, it becomes fun. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I got a good friend that works out all the time. We email back and forth all the time. And we email each other's workouts, what we did. He changes his workout every day. And I can't even imagine what that's like to even think about that. To say, what am I going to do today? What am I doing tomorrow? And it changes it constantly. And I think because we stick with our programs for a certain amount of time, based upon research, that it can become fun, just like you said, because you know what to expect, you know what to do, right?
Right. But then I understand about switching it up too.
Yeah, we gotta switch it up. But you gotta be able to learn a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta learn, or you're not gonna get better at it. So, what would you say is the difference between our gym and any other gym that you've gone to? Now, we're just gonna preface this with the fact that you're not a gym person.
I am not a gym person. I do not like going to gyms. I've been. Do I drop names or?
You don't need to drop names.
Okay.
Because we're not really a gym. We're a coaching center.
You're a
So,
coaching
yeah.
center, yeah, and that is a big difference. The gyms I've gone to in the past have been impersonal, first of all. Nobody really knows your name. They don't really care deeply about you. And it's more for show, meaning, having a nice body you can show off, of course, that's a desire of all of us. But to me, at this point, it's not the most important thing. I want to be healthy, I want to be strong, I want to age gracefully. And not a lot of gyms address that. And I like the fact that you guys know our names, you know a little bit about us, you know when we've gone on vacation, you know when we haven't shown up for a while, and you're like, what's up? I love that personal detail. But mostly that you're focused on health.
Yeah.
As it pertains to strength, balance, reactiveness, but even lifestyle. You incorporate that in as well.
Yeah. You know, you just went on vacation.
Yeah.
And how did that go for you?
It went great because he gave me some things to do down there. He gave me so I could keep up with my strength, and it suggested several different exercises that I could do in the environment that I was in, so I could keep it up.
When you were down there, weren't you? You were doing a bunch of yard work and stuff, though, weren't you? I mean, lugging bags around and
that's where I knew that that this had made a difference. Coming to the Y.E.S had made a difference because I lifted a bag of mulch. I haven't been able to do that in a while. I lifted a bag of stone and brought it in, and my male relatives came over and said, "Who moved that?" And I'm like, "Me." And that it was just empowering to not have to rely on anybody else to do that.
Can you take us back to a point when you think you really realized that what was going on, we were solving those problems for you? Or do you think that was the time when you really...
When I first realized you were solving the problems is when I brought the dog for a walk and my knee didn't hurt. So that was the first time, like, wow, okay. I think the real improvement in strength was when I did the first trip, where I could easily put things up here or pick up the bags. That's when I'm really noticing a difference. But I think the first thing was noticing that my pain was gone.
Pain was gone, yes.
Yeah. And I would say that might have been 3 months in is when I really noticed. It might have happened before, but that's when I went, everything's like strong is aligned again.
That might not be one of those things like you just notice right away,
Right,
like it just
exactly.
happens.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the things that happen here, I think, you don't know they happen like right away.
Yeah.
Like it's that time when you go, you pick up the mulch, you say, "Wow, I picked up this mulch."
Right.
Which you wouldn't even have thought about it before, but now you just go ahead and pick it up.
Right.
And you're not sore the next day.
Right,
And you can have
yeah.
enough energy to work the whole day long. Like we don't think about that, and then it happens.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, wow,
Oh.
this
It
stuff
has made a
works.
difference.
It has made a difference.
So it is a gradual
Mm-hmm.
process, but then all of a sudden it's like, wow, cool.
So you mentioned this a little bit. No one knows your name, and when you go to a gym, and you just go in and do whatever you do, and whether you get results or not, I don't know. But so tell us what it's like to have a like community and support around you, rather than just walking in and handing your card at the desk.
Yeah, but the staff, they know your name. They kind of know what days you like to come in, what times you like to come in. They know if there's been a significant event in your life. They know if one part of you has been injured or it hurts, and they know if you came to the gym the day before and they ask, how do you feel today?
Yeah.
Staff knows, like my husband now comes, they know my husband, they know me, and then you meet a community of people that come at the same time you'd like to come. And it really becomes a little bit of a family.
Yeah.
And you're concerned for each other and very encouraging for each other. Like, whoa, you just did that, go. Yeah, it's very nice. You're not anonymous. It's more,
Right.
as I found in other gyms, you have a family with the people you're working out with and with the staff.
I think it makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference.
You know, I think that's number one reason why we survived through COVID.
Yeah.
Number two, I've had people here for 23 years. 75% of the people that join with us last more than a year,
Yep.
whereas 30% of the people last a month in a gym. I mean, it makes a huge difference.
And I've never had a gym who, if you don't show up for a week and you haven't told the staff why you're not there, Chris is on the phone like, okay, you okay? Why you're not coming in?
Yeah.
And that encourages you to keep going.
It does. So, tell us what it looks like now that we've solved some of your problems a little bit.
Well, I'm generally pain-free.
Yeah.
Unless I do something stupid, but I'm generally, it's not his fault.
We all do that, so
Yeah.
we're just getting back in the
Pain-free.
line.
I'm stronger, like I told the story about lifting the mulch in the it gives me a sense of independence. And I'm enjoying hiking more because it's, I'm strong. I can get up those rocks and not have to figure out. And I can get up off the floor with no problem. So, yeah.
Did you notice a difference when you're scuba diving? Would you be able to notice a difference? Because
Yes.
I never have done that. So you got
Yeah.
these heavy tanks
Yes.
on, you're in the water and all that stuff.
Absolutely. I forgot
Uh-huh.
I might have shared that story with you.
I don't remember.
Well, I enjoy scuba diving, and getting into the water was no problem because you just like fall.
Right.
But getting out with the tank on,
Yeah.
and especially when it's really wavy and everything, and you're trying to climb up this ladder, and I used to have to ask for help. Grab the back of my tank and pull me up. And I noticed this past time we went in. When did we go? March.
Watch it.
Yeah. I got up with no problem. I didn't have to ask for help, and I was like,
Wow.
yes.
See, it's those little things we
It's
don't
those
think
little
about.
things, yeah. It just gives, for me, it gives me a sense of core strength, but also the independence that I can do this on my own. I don't need to be asking
Yeah.
for help.
Yeah. No, that's a great word, independence. Because we all want that.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
fear that day when we can't drive anymore.
Right.
Or then we have to go assisted living because we can't live on ourselves. It's
Right.
just no more independence.
Right.
It's just something you don't think about until then all of a sudden it's gone. And how do we get that back?
Yeah. And my uncle, who when he falls on the floor, has to call 911 to get him up. No.
So, what is the biggest differentiator between Y.E.S and maybe some of the other fitness that you've tried?
The actual fitness itself beyond
fitness
like
beyond,
the people.
beyond the gym, people just.
The focus is not just on how to change your body so you look buff. It's working with the muscles in your body that are so important for reactiveness, for how to get up off the ground, for just general health.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, I know some people that are really buff,
Yeah.
but oh my goodness, they have no flexibility.
Yeah. Wow.
And I swear if they fell on the ground, they probably wouldn't have the flexibility to get up
back up.
off the ground. So I think Y.E.S works with the muscle groups that are so important for overall health.
I'm not gonna say what you do for a living, you can say it if you want to,
Yeah.
but way back in the beginning, she knows a little bit about,
But I teach,
Physiology.
yes, I teach biology, anatomy and physiology, microbiology,
Right.
etc.
so, like, one of the nicest compliments that was paid to me was that when, I don't know what we were doing, I was talking about something, and you were just like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's usually,
It's just-
can I say,
Go
it
ahead.
was your book.
Yeah. Oh, my
I
book?
read
Oh,
his
okay.
book.
Yeah.
And he had details in there that I'm like, whoa, this is very
Yeah.
impressive. You know your stuff.
Yeah, so, I've been doing it a long time, so, you gotta learn something after a while.
Yeah.
know what I
But you know stuff beyond just how to strengthen the body. And having a healthy body is beyond that. It's lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you incorporated that as well. And it was impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
If you don't have my book, you can pick it up on Amazon or my website.
We didn't intend to
We
do
didn't
this.
test all of it. I don't even have a copy in front of me, I'd show it to you. It was a #1 seller, #1 new release on Amazon.
Was it?
It was, a #1
great.
release on Amazon that day, yeah.
Yeah, I never had you sign it.
Bring it in, I'll sign it. Absolutely. So, what would you tell somebody if they're on the fence about whether or not to just come down and check us out?
Do the month trial. Do it for 1 month. And I think you'll be like me and you're like, come back, you'll come back. Just try it for one month. I told Chris the story recently that my husband was so surprised. I'm not a gym person. I don't like the gym. And I kept coming back and coming back and coming back. And he's like, you've been going to the gym for like 6 months now. I gotta check out this gym because I don't believe it. And so he came in, did the month trial, and he's a member.
He's a member.
He loves it.
He's gonna come and
Loves
sit
it.
in that seat pretty soon one of these days. He
Yeah?
just doesn't know yet.
Oh, he doesn't? I'll warn him.
If he will, that'd be great. I just think that when we sit down and we talk about this stuff, it just lets people know and understand really what we do down here, because other than that, they might look through the window, but we're so much different than any other place. And people just don't know and understand that. And it makes a huge difference in coming back,
Right.
just coming
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
you know?
Give it a try. Just give it a try.
I think your recommendation of doing 30 days
Yeah.
is really important, because
Yeah.
I'll give you a free week, I'll give you a free session, I'll give you a free class. What do you know after one session, one class? You might know a little bit about the culture of the place, but you really don't know. And in a month's time, I can begin to show you some changes, whatever the changes you're looking for, whether you're looking for a little weight loss, whether you're trying to feel better, when you're trying to move better. Your injuries, we never really did specific things because of your injuries.
Right.
It's just our overall general program, making the body move better,
Right.
function better,
Right.
stronger, more flexible, more mobile, more stable, all those things. And that's what happened.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
what happened.
And I don't think you see that in 1 week or
No.
a couple of sessions. You can find out how cool they are here, but
Yeah, you can find
give
out.
it the month, and then that's when I started to notice the difference and
Yeah.
kept coming back.
Yeah, and you keep coming back. Well, I appreciate you coming on board with us today. It means a lot to me that you, what's the word I'm thinking of? It means a lot to me and my staff that you allow us to guide your health, because you see us more than you see a physician. You see us all the time, and we don't take that lightly. It's really important to us, and it means a lot to us that someone trusts us with their health and their aging and their ability to not fall and stuff like that. So I really appreciate your business and coming on board with us. Everybody loves coaching you. It's a lot of fun.
No,
A lot of fun.
and I love coming here, and thank you for
Yeah.
what you guys have done
Yeah.
for me
Yeah,
and for my husband.
yeah, for your husband. Yeah, we're working on him. I got him good today.
Did you? Okay, good.
Yeah, we have T-Rex mountain climbers. They're tough for him.
Yeah, they are.
They're tough.
And
It's
I
tough for
think-
anybody, really.
I think he has such heavy legs.
Your legs are long, so it's a long range of motion he's
Yeah,
going down there,
yeah.
so anyway.
Yeah.
But thanks again for coming on board, I really appreciate it. And, you can check us out again next Tuesday at 3:30. We'll give you more insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening.